Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of c0wg0d Plays Sandlot. Where am I right now? This doesn't look right. Yeah, that's right. I'm in the creative server. People don't see me here very often, so I always get lots of excitement whenever I come here, which is always fun. So, on the creative server, obviously, it's creative mode, which means you can get any block or item you want. You can build, you can fly, there's no hunger, none of that stuff to worry about. So it's a very different type of game, of course, and it's very popular on Sandlot. People love to build houses and all kinds of things, and they have role play things going on and all kinds of stuff. So it's a really popular server, so I figured I would teach you guys how to get around in creative, how to claim a plot for yourself. So if you see, the way creative is laid out is it's in these plots. So each plot is 50 blocks by 50 blocks, and then it's basically just a whole grid. It's like a big city. If you are just a regular player, you can have one plot. If you are a VIP of the Sandlot, you can have 3 plots. And we have a separate creative server that's just for VIPs. It's called Big Creative. And those plots, you can have one of those, and those are 200 by 200. So they're really massive plots that you can do really gigantic builds in there. And being a VIP gives you a couple other benefits in creative, which I'll talk about later. But just to kind of do an overview here, so the things I've taught you about before, like going to spawn, you know, the commands like spawn will work, and that's where I am right now. I'm at the spawn. That works. If you want to leave creative and go back to any other world, you go to the lobby. So you just type lobby like that, and it'll, if you enter there, it'll take you back to the lobby, which will allow you to enter any other world. You can also teleport to players using the TPA command, which I've talked about previously. So you would just type /TPA and then the name of someone, and then you'd teleport to them. There's no cooldown or anything on creative, so that's an immediate thing, which is kind of handy. You can do TP toggle, which will not allow other people to warp to you if you so desire. And like I said, I went over these in a previous video, so I'm not going to dwell on them too much here. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to just run real quick through here. So right at spawn, this is where you first end up when you come into the creative world if you've never been here before. And this plot right here on the corner with ID of 11 is owner LJL23, who's one of our helpers on the server. And in this plot, it has really helpful stuff for you. It's got a little parkour here, and then plot help. So on these signs is all the commands. Maybe not every single command you can do in creative, but the majority of them. So if you're ever stuck and you don't want to listen to me rambling anymore, you can always come here and read what's on these signs, and that'll tell you. But I'm going to go over everything that's here on these signs in more detail with you so you can see what's going on. So I think that's pretty much it as far as the intro to creative. So the first thing I'm sure you're going to want to do when you enter the world is to just start building, right? So you can either enter a command that'll automatically take you to a plot that's empty, and you can just start building right away. And if you want to do that, it's plot auto like this. Basically every command in creative starts with plot. It used to start with just /p, but we had to change that recently, so now it's plot, or you can use plot me, but I just use plot because it's fewer things to type. So you can do plot and then auto, and then that will automatically teleport you to an open plot, and you can just, it'll claim it automatically for you, and you can just start building. I'll show you that in a second, but I also want to show you, if you just fly around and you see a plot that's not owned by anybody, then you can also do /plot claim if you're inside of it, which means you're inside these stone bricks, or if it's got the red bricks, which we'll talk about the difference between those later. But if you are inside of it anywhere and you do plot claim, that will claim the plot that you're standing inside of as your own if it's not owned by anyone else. So I'm going to go ahead and do plot auto, and that's going to teleport me to a new plot. So it'll automatically teleport you, like I said, and it'll have you facing the plot that you're on. So when you just walk forward, this will be your plot. And if you come to the corner over here, it'll have an automatic sign that says I am the owner, c0wg0d, and the ID number is -26 -20. And you can use that ID to teleport to a different plot, and I'll talk to you more about that later as well. I'm going to do this also because I don't like the rain. Oh, I can't do it. That's right. I thought I could. Bummer. Okay. So anyway, so here's my plot. So I can build now. Place blocks anywhere inside of here. You can remove blocks. There is a void underneath, so if you dig all the way down and you fall through, there's a void down there, so you will die if you fall in the void. So keep that in mind. Obviously, you don't lose anything since it's creative, so no big loss or no big deal there. And just a quick tip as far as the inventory goes. So I'm sure you guys are already familiar with this. You got your building blocks, decoration stuff, redstone stuff. A lot of this redstone stuff you can't use unless you're a VIP. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. And then you can of course search in here. So if you want different wood types, you just type in wood and you'll get it. And here is a survival inventory. So if you want to keep extra items more than just what's in your hotbar, you can drag them up here. And it works just like your inventory in survival mode. And then if you want to delete an item, if you're on any of these screens, you can just click and pick it up and then click here and it'll automatically drop it. Or if you're in your survival inventory, you can click it on this destroy item. And if you have a bunch of stuff in your inventory and you want to remove all of it, you can hold shift and then left click this button and that'll remove everything, including your armor. So if you have any custom armor you've done, or you've named it, or done enchantments on armor or things like that, be careful. You don't want to accidentally delete those items. But that's how you do it with a quick fell swoop. Okay. Let me see. That is how to claim. You can get info for your plot if you do /plot info. And that's going to tell you the ID. It's going to tell you I'm the owner. It tells you what the biome is. And it never expires. That's an important thing to note, is when you get a plot on Sandlot, it's never going to go away. You won't just log in one day and it'll be gone. So that's a nice thing. This finished flag tells you whether or not your plot is, quote unquote finished, meaning it doesn't have a whole lot of meaning on Sandlot, but if you wanted to set that to done, let's say you did a massive build and you're completely done with it, you're not going to touch it anymore, like maybe it's for a contest, a building contest or something like that, you can do plot, let's see, what's the command? Done. Plot done. And then if I do info again, you'll see now it says finished yes. That doesn't mean you can't build on it. You can still build on it. It just sets that flag to yes. It doesn't do anything else. Oh, another quick tip is if you're looking at a block and you push your middle mouse button, it'll automatically pick that block and let you build with it. Just thought that was kind of handy. Sorry, this is a little all over the place, but that's kind of how creative is anyway, right? It's just kind of all over the place. Okay. What else was there? Oh, protected. Okay. So there's another command where if, let's say you did a giant build, but you want to erase it and start over, like it's a fresh plot, nothing's been on it, you can do that by typing plot clear. And you'll see it filled everything in. There's no more holes. The moss stone is gone, and it's back just like how it was when I first got the plot. So if you type plot protect, what that's going to do is it changes your stone slabs out here to be bricks instead. And what that means now is if I build something in here and then I do plot clear, it's not going to do anything, because it's been protected. So it basically just is a way to keep you from accidentally clearing your plot if you don't ever want to have that happen. So I'd recommend if you just turn that on as soon as you get a plot, it's probably a good idea, just so you don't accidentally do it. And if you turn it on and you want to turn it back off, like you actually do want to clear it, then you just do plot protect again, and it'll turn it off. Okay. And if you want to change that toggle that I talked about, where it was finished, see it says finished yes there. If you do plot done again, it'll remove that flag and it'll say it's no longer finished. Okay, I'm going to go back to spawn real quick. And another thing I want to show is that on these plots, if you're just searching around and you want to like, let's say, oh, you see this plot and you just think, man, this plot is so cool. I wish I could tell this person how awesome they are. And, well, if they're not online, I mean, if they are online, you could just say, hey, awesome job, this is amazing. But if they're not, or either way, you can do plot comment. And then you can type in anything you want to say, like LJL. This plot is amazing. Great job. Okay, and then it'll add the comment, and then if you want to read the comments, you do plot comments, and that's going to show you everything, all the comments everyone has made on this plot. So this is a really fun way to kind of give props to people for making an awesome build. So I recommend you guys use this just to give the people that built stuff warm fuzzy feelings, because you know it always feels good to show off your builds and have people appreciate them. I think everybody would agree with that. Okay, to get back to your plot, if you are not a VIP, you would do plot home. Well, I guess you can do it in either case. You just type plot home like this, push enter, and if you are a VIP and you have more than one, it's going to take you to your first plot you made. And I don't know if you guys remember seeing this before, but this used to be a happy second birthday Sandlot. I changed it to Sophie because she had a birthday a while ago. But anyway, so we built a giant cake and it was a lot of fun. But anyway, so that'll take you to your first home. If you are a VIP and you have more than one, then you do plot home and then you do a colon, which is 2 dots right above each other, and then you would do a number. So you do 2 for your second plot, and then that'll take you to the second one. And you can have up to 3, so you do plot home 3 for the third if you have a third one. So that is how those work. Biomes. So you can change the biome of your plot, which is really cool. The biggest thing you'll notice is it changes the weather. So let's say you hate rain. Well, you can change it to desert, and then it won't rain anymore. So to get the list, you can do plot biome list. There's going to be more than you think. There's actually quite a few biomes, so these are all of them. So if I'm looking for desert, there's desert or desert hills. There's also savanna, but I think it rains in the savanna if I remember correctly. So anyway, if you type any of these just as they are listed here, it'll switch to that one. So if I do plot biome desert, it'll change it to desert. It changes the grass to be the yucky grass. And then, oh, and Princess is telling me sky is prettier and sky has no rain. Okay, well, that's good to know. So if you do sky, okay, so that makes your grass green and also doesn't rain, but it makes it dark though. That's interesting. Okay, and then if you wanted the really, really green grass, which is my favorite, you can do biome jungle. And then you get the nice bright green grass. That's my favorite color grass. I love it. So that's how you change biomes. Let's see, what else do I have? Another thing you can do instead of resetting it, as I showed you before, is, and I don't actually recommend you do this, but you can, if you type plot dispose, So what that's going to do is it's going to remove me as the owner of this plot, but it's going to leave anything I've built there. And the only time you'd want to do this is if you are giving the plot to someone else. So let's say you built something cool, but you want to make, you want to start a whole new plot, but you don't want to reset it. You can give your plot to someone else by doing plot dispose, and then somebody can teleport to you, and then they can do plot claim to take it over, and then your build will still be there. If you're not doing that, if you're just getting rid of the plot because you don't want it anymore, then don't use the dispose and instead just use reset. And then that will remove you. It'll remove all the people you've added to it and all that business, and it'll just make it back to normal. So if I do plot reset here, then it'll reset it, and then if I do plot info, it's going to say it has no owners. So that's how that works. Okay, so now I will show you how to add players to the plots. So I'm going to put a call out, okay, TP to me now. And we'll see how many we get here. Venus Bat. Anybody else? I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back, and I have visitors. Okay, so I took this plot back and I changed the biome to desert. Got a couple more people wanting to come. Okay, I changed it to desert because it kept raining. It would not stop raining, so I don't want the rain in the video. So anyway, so you can allow people to build on your plot with you. Now, I'm going to caveat this by saying that anytime you add someone to your plot, you're trusting them. You're giving them complete permission to do whatever they want in your plot. So only add someone to your plot if you really trust them, or if you don't care what happens to the plot, because it's a big responsibility, and as a moderator, we don't consider there to be any griefing in the creative world. So if you add someone, it's your responsibility, and that's it. Okay, so with that out of the way, to add someone to your plot, you do plot add and then a name. So once I allow them, then they should be able to build in the plot. Yep, which it works. So I can do plot add glitter, plot add Venus Bat, plot add Luigi, plot add NM Hom. And was that it? I think that was it. Okay, you guys can build now. Okay, so they should all be able to build stuff. I'll say build away. Okay, so now they can all build in my plot. Everything's peachy. Oh, and it stopped raining. Yes. Okay. So if you want to see who's been added to your plot, you can do plot info, and it's going to tell you helpers, and then these are all the people that I just added. So any of these helpers will be able to build on this plot. You can also do, if you are added to someone else's plot, it will show up in your list. So if you do a plot list, and it's going to tell you every single plot that you are able to build on, like who's added you to their plot and what the ID is. So this can be handy for a couple of reasons. The biggest one, well, I mean, obviously, see how popular you are, right? Because if they add you, then they're trusting you, which is great. But it gives you the ID here. So if the person who's plotted is not online, but you want to go there and you want to build, and you don't know how in the world to get there, there's a command you can use, which is plot TP, and then you type in this number. So like Say if I wanted to go to 9 Lego Pros, then I would do -8 and then a semicolon, which is different from a colon, which is what you use in the home command, and this messed me up a couple times until I got it right. So you do a semicolon and then -4, and then when you push enter, it'll automatically teleport you to that person's plot, and there's 9 Lego Pro. Hello. So that's how you teleport to plots. And then if I want to go back home, I just do plot home 2, and I'm back here. And voila, and everybody's building out my plot. Wee, fun times. So that's how you teleport to a specific plot number. Let's see, what else have I got? I got teleport, dispose, reset, protect. That's pretty much it, guys. The only other thing that I need to talk about is in the creative world, we do have some items that you are not allowed to use, and that's either because of griefing or just because it causes massive lag to the server. There was one point where the lag was actually so bad before we banned all this stuff that it crashed the server and there was no way to recover it. So it was really bad news. So that's the reason that we banned so many items on creative. And I know a lot of people don't really like that. They think, oh, it's not fair or whatever, but that's the reason, is because if we don't, then you won't get to play creative at all. So it's either you take it as it is, or you know, or you don't get it at all. So I will explain to you the differences here. So like, for example, potions, nobody can use potions. So if I try to throw this, it's just going to say this item is banned because potions are disabled. So it's the same with potions. It's the same with minecarts. You can't use minecarts, which is really sad because there was one point where I built a really cool roller coaster for Halloween. It went through this awesome pumpkin head and had all kinds of scary skeletons and stuff around, and yeah, I can't use it. So that's unfortunate. Also, you cannot drop items. If you try to do that, it'll say you're not allowed to drop items. This is another lag issue because if you know there are hundreds or thousands of items that get dropped on the ground, that just lags everything and makes it a bad experience for everybody. So you can't drop items. You also cannot use TNT. So if I search TNT, you can't place this. It says it's banned. Let's see, you cannot use spawn eggs. Those don't work. Okay, and snow golems also do not work, nor do iron golems. So if you build one of these guys, it'll just be that. If you try and build one of these, same thing. And I'm sure it's, well, let's just try it. Soul sand and wither skeleton skull. One, two, oops, three. Yeah, so same thing. So you can't spawn any of those guys. That is all the banned items that are banned for everybody. Now, if you are not VIP, or let me switch it around. If you are VIP, you can use a few redstone items. So you can use dispensers, droppers, hoppers, redstone lamps, comparators and repeaters, and pistons. All of these things can be used if you are a VIP. If you're not a VIP, you can't. You can use redstone dust, redstone torches, and furnaces are fine if you're non-VIP, but otherwise only these things down here can be used by VIPs. One other important thing about redstone is if you build a clock, a redstone clock, it can get you banned. So I'll show you what that is just so there's no confusion. And let me get, let's see, I don't need a comparator, I need dust. So if you do a torch, run some dust into a repeater, into a block, and then dust across the top. Nope, not like that. Like that. So you see how it kind of goes in a loop, and it just keeps going forever and ever. These types of things are banned. The reason being, if you know you had a redstone lamp here, say, doing updates on this light like this over and over and over causes major lag on the server, because this lighting, you know, it changes all the lighting around it, which the server has to calculate on the server side, so it makes it really laggy for everybody. So that's why these are not allowed. So if you leave these running, if we see a plot where these are running, then we will clear your plot and you will be banned. So make sure you definitely do not do this. Now if you have it on a switch like so, I think this will work, right? Yeah. So this is okay. This is fine. And if you want to run something, you know, just for a few minutes or whatever, for some reason, like say you wanted to build a snowball fountain or something that spit out snowballs, I think that would be fine. Just you can't leave it running all the time, or else you'll get banned. So be very careful with those redstone clocks. All right, I think that's, oh no, okay. So I'll show you guys, well, I don't want to reset this because these guys have been building really fun and cool stuff. If I did plot reset, that would reset it and it would remove everything and it would remove me as the owner. If I do plot clear, it would clear it, but not, I would still be owner, but it would clear everything these guys have built. So use those with caution. The very last thing is the big creative world that I told you about at the beginning of the video, which is for only for VIPs. So if you type /BC, that will teleport you to the big creative world. So like I was saying, these are these gigantic 200 by 200 plots, which are really great for doing mega builds, or you know, tons and tons of little builds. You could build a whole city on one of these, which is really cool. So VIPs get one big creative plot each. So, and if you want other people to help you build on here, they also have to be VIP. So you can't have non-VIPs help build on your plot, just so you guys know. And the plot home works the exact same way here. So you'd have to do plot home, and then that'll take you to your plot in Big Creative. And then if you want to go back to your other plots in the normal creative world, you type /MC, and then that'll take you back to spawn inside the normal creative world. And then if I want to go back home, I do plot home. Mine is the second one here where everybody's building. And here we are. And they wrote my name, cow. Yes, I like it. Good job. All right, so guys, I think that is a crash course. Oh, they're building a statue of me. How cool. I think that's a crash course in creative. Sorry if it was a little kind of disorganized. It was a little all over the place. But I really think this will help you. I hope it does. I hope you guys learned something new. I hope that you'll use those plot comments. And oh yuck, I'm Steve again. Every time I teleport to a different world I change to Steve. Oh, I forgot, well, you guys know this, right? How to fly. You just double tap spacebar to fly, and then you double tap it again to stop flying. And if you want to fly up, you hold spacebar. If you want to fly down, you hold shift. And if you don't want to move at all, up or down, but you need to place, like say you need to place something on top of a chest, you have to hold shift to place things on chests, but when you push shift you're going to fly down, so you can hold both keys together. And then I'll just show you real quick. Say like you wanted to place two chests on top of each other. you hold shift to do that. But, you know, if, oh, I can't do it. Well, if you hold both keys at the same time, then you can do it like that. Yeah, I think that's about it. So guys, I want to thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate all your support. I hope this was informative and helpful. If you guys have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments. I read all the comments and I love getting feedback, so please tell me what you think, if it helped you, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care. Bye. I'm back. I forgot to tell you a couple things. I knew I would. So to remove somebody, I don't think I went over this. If you you know, you do plot info, you see all these people. If you want to remove somebody so they can no longer build on your plot, you do plot remove and then their name, and then it'll say they're removed and they will not be able to build anymore on your plot or do anything on your plot. And then if you don't even want them in your plot at all, you can do plot deny and then their name. And then what that'll do is they won't even be allowed to teleport or to come inside your claim at all. It's like an invisible wall here so that they won't be able to come in. Okay, and you know, even though we have this command, guys, I really recommend not using it at all, because if she was to teleport to somebody else that's inside of here and she's denied, it kind of locks them up and they can't move, they can't get out of the plot because they're denied, and they get stuck, and then an administrator has to come in and fix it, which is kind of a pain in the neck. So please just don't deny people. You can remove them, just don't deny them. Okay, so to undeny her, you do undeny, and then she can now come back inside, and then you would do plot add to add her back, like so. So that was that. And then the very last thing that I forgot to say was, for as far as banned items go, lava. Can I place lava? Yes. But only VIPs can. I believe that is correct. Princess Polite, can you place lava? Are you allowed to as a non-VIP? Let's see. No, doesn't work. So that only works for VIPs. So anyway, I think really that's all. I'm pretty sure. I think I covered everything now. So alright guys, take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.